On this show, we tend to concern ourselves with the little things, which of course means we usually completely neglect the big things. We should probably neglect the little things, too.
Hello, and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
How you doing, my friend?
Doing great.
You look very comfortable right now.
Yeah, I'm mixing things up this week. Usually you and I are sitting in chairs recording. Today I'm going to be laying in my bed.
You look almost like you're about to take on the timeless art of seduction pose, if I may speak frankly.
The key word is tasteful, Vinny. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Say no more.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Nice. I too am well. Very happy to catch this new IKEA commercial featuring Wayne Knight reprising his role as Newman as a mailman.
You know, back in the good old days, people used to wait for the mailman. But nowadays, like every other job, there are ups and downs. But there is one day that makes me feel special. This is my day, the IKEA catalog day.
This comes from Israel IKEA, or IKEA Israel. I don't know how you put it. They filmed it in Tel Aviv, and I don't know if it's airing in the U.S., but you can check it out on YouTube. It's fantastic. It's Newman just walking around, delivering mail to people, and he's narrating the whole thing, saying just, how it sucks being a mailman in today's world. No one cares about getting your mail, but people love getting their IKEA catalogs.
Yeah, he's in his postal attire. They don't refer to him as Newman, though, right?
No, I think there might be some legal issues, but it's pretty clear this is Newman.
There's even, I think, some nice little, references to Seinfeld stories that Newman's been involved in. I seem to recall like a mailbag or something on wheels that keeps rolling out of frame, which reminds me very much of the rickshaw episode. And then was there a dog?
There are a lot of dogs in that route. Maybe the whole catalog premise is what reminds me of Seinfeld. With Kramer and his, Pottery Barn, Newsweek.
Then why isn't the bucket on your head?
Yeah. There might be other Seinfeld references in this commercial. I'm sure some of our listeners can pick them out, but I gotta say, man, on one hand, it might be kind of sad when someone reprises their character almost 20 years later. I love this. I wish there were more commercials with people playing their Seinfeld characters.
Oh yeah, it's fun because it's like just a little bit of a tease, and it's a character that we all adore,
Yeah, I love it, absolutely. And we didn't really get to look into this before we started recording, but have any other Seinfeld actors reprised their roles in commercials? I can't think of any at the moment, but
the closest one that I could possibly think of would be Larry Thomas as the Soup Nazi, because he tends to always wear that chef attire with all the appearances he does. I just don't know if he actually endorses any products.
Yeah. Oh, John O'Hurley showed up in a commercial recently, or a what do you call it?
Kickstarter,
right. There was like a Peterman Kickstarter campaign where he of played himself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it happens.
I feel like Kenny Bania would be the perfect pitch man because everything would be the best. Mm-hmm. It's the best swordfish, Anyway.
God almighty, yeah. This is just a fantastic commercial. We'll include a link in our show notes if any of our listeners want to check it out. Moving on to a bit of sad news. Jon Polito passed away recently. The name might not ring any bells, but I'm sure you know his face, not only from all of his incredible movie and TV roles, but playing the super Silvio in the Reverse Peephole episode. Jon Polito was only 65 years old when he passed away last week. I think he passed away on the 1st, September 1st, 2016.
Very young.
Yeah, man, 65. So sad. Fantastic character actor. we heard from so many of our listeners, about his passing. People love his appearances in a lot of Coen Brothers movies. He's probably best known for Miller's Crossing, Barton Fink, Big Lebowski, Man Who Wasn't There. You and I, of course, have our favorite little Jon Polito roles. For me, the movie's terrible, but I remember him from Blank Man.
Okay.
And a much better movie, The Rocketeer, growing up.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
What about you, though? Any Jon Polito roles you remember?
I mean, I love his Seinfeld appearance as Silvio. And then also, he guest starred in an episode of It's Always Sunny as Frank's brother, Gino.
Right. He is very similar to Danny DeVito,
Yeah.
And he's from Philly originally, so maybe there was
Perfect.
some connection there.
He's got a very unique voice and delivery.
Yeah, but so sad. His death, I think, just really swept the internet on Friday because everyone knows this guy from something. If not from Seinfeld, one of his many movies, TV shows. He did a lot of Broadway work as well.
A lot of voice work he does, too. Video games and animated series as well.
Once again, our hearts go out to family and friends of Jon Polito, and I think if we're going to speak for all Seinfeld fans out there, we're really going to miss his future work. But we'll always have Silvio from The Reverse People.
Hey, Silvio. Just out for a little stroll in my favorite fur coat.
That is your coat?
It sure is.
Kramer says you'll need it because you're an entertainer and you're desperate for attention.
That's true.
Jerry, you forgot your purse.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, Silvio, look at Jerry here, prancing around in his coat with his purse.
Yep, he's a dandy. He's a real fancy boy.
Maybe this isn't my coat.
Yeah, all right, you're not fancy.
No, he's very fancy. Want me, love me, showering me with kisses.
Jerry, where'd you get it? That's his coat.
No, it's not. It's mine. I'm a fancy boy.
It's not your coat.
If that is not his coat, whose coat is it?
It's Joe Mayo's coat.
Who's Joe Mayo?
He must be the man that's sleeping with your wife.
Vinny, if listeners want to send us their thoughts on this week's episode, have a Seinfeld page, website they want plugged, or just want to say hello, how can they do that?
They can email us at seincast@gmail.com. They can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and now they can leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco, 262-622-6726.
Vinny, I'm very excited to discuss this week's episode. What do we got?
This is going to be a good one. Episode 21 of Season 6, The Fusilli Jerry. A story by Marjorie Gross, Jonathan Gross, Ron Hauge, and Charlie Rubin. Teleplay by Marjorie Gross. Directed by Andy Ackerman. And it originally aired April 27th, 1995.
So we got a lot of story by credits this week. Let's break them down. Marjorie Gross, who was credited with writing, I think, 4 episodes of Seinfeld. She worked on The Secretary with Carol Leifer. She's also got The Understudy coming up, as well as The Showerhead next season.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff. But this week, she gets a story by credit with her brother, Jonathan. And I'm not familiar with Jonathan Gross. I had to, look him up on IMDb. He doesn't have many credits, but one thing he is credited for, and we had a laugh about this before we started recording, is writing credits on the Windows 95 video program.
It's like a tutorial, right?
Yeah. I never saw this, but I know the cover. It's got Matthew Perry and Jennifer Aniston on it, in full Friends attire, right? It looks like they were just lifted from their show, and they're promoting this Windows 95 program.
I think we've seen it before, on Reddit when they say if anything epitomizes the 90s more, it's this.
Yes. So he has a writing by credit on that video program, which is interesting. But you also mentioned Vinny, Ron Hauge, and Charlie Rubin. They wrote The Marine Biologist from season 5.
I love these guys already.
Oh, yeah. The name Ron Hauge, he has some incredible credits, man. In Living Color, Ren and Stimpy, The Simpsons, Rocko's Modern Life. Just some fantastic 90s shows. But when we look at the 2 writing teams, Marjorie and her brother Jonathan, they contributed the Move storyline with Jerry, George, and Elaine, where Ron and Charlie contributed the Kramer license plate storyline. So you have all these great stories, and Marjorie was the one to blend all of the ideas together and actually write the episode. So hats off to Marjorie for her work this week. Original titles for this episode. Not that original, but great titles nonetheless. The Move and The Ass Man.
I kind of like that because each title comes from each writing duo.
Mm-hmm. Which title do you think the network had the problem with the most? Between The
Ass
Move?
is in the title. People don't know what The Move is until they actually watch the episode. So how is the move? Maybe Jerry's moving apartment.
Right. Do you prefer The Move over the Fusilli Jerry?
No, I love the Fusilli Jerry.
Yeah, it's a good one. I
like when the title of an episode, it's in there, but it's not necessarily central to the plot. You know what I mean? Like the Fusilli Jerry is central, but it's not. I don't know help me out. What am I trying to say here?
Oh, I don't know, but it's. I mean, sometimes titles can be something vague. You know, it can be just like an idea or a comment. You know, it's in the air. Other times it can be like a literal prop in the episode. Sometimes it's like a major prop or a setting. I mean, it can all vary, but it is kind of cool when you think of the Fusilli Jerry episode. There's just so much great stuff to take away from this episode.
Oh, yeah. All 4 storylines are solid.
Right, because when I think of just the Fusilli Jerry, as much as I love that, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. But then you think of just between the Ass Man and the Move and all the different kind of moves in the episode. It's just a wonderful episode. I don't think they could have gone wrong with any of the alternate titles.
Of course.
But there's some great commentary with Jason and Julia on the DVDs, if anyone got a chance to listen to them. Apparently, Jason has been asked a ton of times what the move actually is. Do you have any theories? Or another question, do you have a preference of a certain kind of move?
Well, that's actually what I wanted to discuss when we got to it. But I have a feeling the writers came up with something that was kind of fun and made you think. But I like the notion of the swirl as the capper. That sounds very interesting to me.
Well, are all of them cappers? I mean, you have the swirl, you have the pinch, and you have the knuckle.
Right.
Are those all like the crescending moments, or?
Well, it sounds like the swirl is the capper,
right? As
opposed to the pinch, whereas the knuckle is just kind of something in the arsenal. Because
Dave, no, not the knuckle.
Exactly. We actually hear when David Puddy is performing the knuckle.
Right out the gate too.
Yeah.
Oh,
he doesn't shy away.
Yeah, you know, out of all of the different moves, I think the swirl sounds probably the nicest, the most comfortable for the receiving end.
And I was trying to think of all the things, you know, a couple could engage in the bedroom. At what point would you be swirling? Counterclockwise or clockwise?
Well, I think that's the tongue, right? I mean, that's Jerry's tongue. The knuckle, obviously, coming from the hand. I guess the pinch could be several things, but I mean, my God, man, it's incredible we're talking about this on the podcast, because how the hell did this episode get away with talking about cunnilingus on, you know, mainstream NBC, 9 o'clock on a Thursday? It's just incredible.
1995.
Not only cunnilingus, but ass play as well. I mean, it's insane. It's
not really playing.
But Kramer was the one who's like, you know, people don't want to admit they stuck something up there.
Oh, true,
you know,
true.
So
yes.
I think it's fair game. Some of it's voluntary, some of it's involuntary.
It's funny. I didn't really pick up on the whole oral sex aspect of it. I thought it was more just general sex moves and terms. But you know, after I think maybe this is Matt moment. Maybe this is
what's a Matt move?
Maybe this is Matt moment like for me. But I just had more of a general. I kind of just sensed it was there.
That reminds me of the, what was it, with John Germain, the saxophone player.
Exactly, yeah.
Same thing. Wait, I didn't pick up on that the first time I watched it. Like, what's he doing to her? As you pointed out the other week.
Well, the writers have done this, you mean, with the contest where they discuss a taboo subject, but they do it in a very crafty way so as to not upset the censors. So once again, they've managed to, and this probably was one of the more blatant attempts to convey their subject, right?
Yeah, and I think this is more, I don't know if taboo is the right word. I mean, I know what you're saying, but this seems more risque than the contest.
Yeah.
or I think it moved, or I faked it. If not the riskiest, one of the more risky episodes.
Yeah.
Risque, sorry.
Oh, risque woman.
There you go.
Definitely very raunchy. Comparatively.
In a good way, of course. I would say the biggest takeaway from this episode, Vinny, I don't know if you are in agreement, is the introduction of David Puddy.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Warburton makes his debut appearance as David Puddy, the grease monkey.
Hey, what'd I tell you about that term?
Love David Puddy, man. Just one of the all-time best, right?
Oh, hands down, one of the top secondary characters in the Seineverse.
Mm-hmm. And if someone came up to me and said, you know what, he's my favorite secondary character next to the main four, I wouldn't argue with that person. I wouldn't be like, oh, you're crazy anyways. Mark Hirschfeld, the casting director, recalls casting David Puddy in this episode. He said, up to the point of casting Puddy, all of Elaine's love interests were kind of very character-y because Jerry and Larry responded to actors that were with Elaine who were flawed. For Puddy, I brought in actors who were sort of wrapped in a leading man look, and that's what they loved about Patrick Warburton. He was this big, strapping, good-looking guy with this John Wayne delivery who was kind of in his own world and who had this odd vocal pattern that they just absolutely loved.
Oh, yeah. He is very strapping. He definitely looks like a leading man. Almost, I would say, he has a resemblance to Clark Kent, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and I mean, we were talking about commercials at the top. David Puddy played Superman in those American Express commercials with Jerry.
There you go.
Yeah, he is, I would say, one of the, I don't know, more masculine boyfriends Elaine has had.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I wanted to bring this up later. David Puddy kind of like, I don't know, we're moving into that second stage of Elaine on Seinfeld where I feel like she dates more average intellectual types and then she goes into the more like, you know, beefcake.
Yeah. Yeah. She, I think her screening process becomes less refined. And as, you know, one episode, Jerry quotes, she's gone through the batting order, and now she's coming around a second time.
Right. Is there another guy that she dated like Puddy before, or is he the first? I know he's not the first beefcake. I'm just throwing it to you here.
Well, I mean, Keith Hernandez was a ball player. He wasn't necessarily a beefcake, but he was athletic. Big, burly, athletic type. Who else?
I was thinking of Carl, not the exterminator, but Carl, the moving guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The pro-life guy.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But so she likes that type. It seems, though, like with Puddy, this is the big transition, I feel like, into, you know, dumb and lazy I can understand.
Exactly. We're pivoting.
Mm-hmm. Apparently on set, Patrick Warburton made everyone laugh immediately. Jerry and Larry thought Puddy was just there to set up Elaine in this episode, but when they realized how funny Patrick was, they're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot here. And apparently after they filmed this episode, Jerry was impersonating Puddy, and Patrick heard about this, and he's like, oh my God, that's nothing but a good thing that the creator of the show is quoting me.
Oh, yeah. What a compliment. And signifying that he would most likely return for future episodes.
So this is what blew my mind. We're going to get him again in a great episode, The Face Painter, in 2 weeks.
Right on.
But we're not going to see David Puddy for another 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, no appearances in season 7. I was also shocked. And he's only got, I believe, 10 credits, but nothing in season 7.
Oh, and season 8, I don't think he shows up either.
Well, I guess I'm looking at the year for him.
I think the next episode he appears
Buttershave.
Yeah, it's the Buttershave, the first episode of season 9.
Wow.
So, you know, I'd say if he never returned in season 9, I wouldn't really categorize him as a secondary character.
Of course, that would have only been 2 episodes. He would have been pretty much a single shot guy.
Almost, yeah. But, yeah, just insane to think, like, he doesn't really come into, like, full stage until season 9.
Yeah, that is really shocking. Although, you could really say he already left his mark with these 2 episodes we're going to get in season 6. The Fusilli Jerry and the Face Painter is probably what people remember him for most.
Absolutely. This reminds me of a Tim Whatley, Bryan Cranston thing where, like, I'd say David Puddy plays this episode straight, like Tim Whatley in the mom and pop store.
Right.
And it's not until he shows up again that it gets a little weirder. Gets to really sink his teeth into the character.
But you can tell the meat and potatoes are there because we do see the squinting, we do see the looking off into the distance, and we even get that's right.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like all the parts were there. It's really cool to see this development of this character.
I'm glad you mentioned the squinting, and just the David Puddy characteristics, because Jerry. We have an audio clip here of Jerry saying the same thing.
And he had a fogginess about him. He had a kind of a hazy, and he was another one of the actors like Jerry Stiller that the writers would go, do you think he knows what he's doing? Do you think he knows how funny he is when he does this thing or that little thing? Why is he squinting all the time? Why is he never really looking where he's supposed to be looking? He never seemed to understand Elaine when she was talking to him. He would look up at her like a dog being trained, and it just not get. You mean when you stop, I stop? That's what heel means?
I was watching The Inside Look, and Andy Ackerman was describing Patrick Warburton. Yeah. And did you see that part when he said he was looking off into the distance, most likely probably memorizing his lines. And we all found that so funny. And just Andy describing that scenario made me laugh.
Well, you know what? I have a clip of Andy saying the same thing.
Oh, good.
Here we go.
There was one time before we started the scene where Patrick was sitting in a couch and he was just looking straight ahead. And I think he was preparing, trying to make sure he got all his lines right. But the look on his face was so hilariously vacant.
Oh, great stuff, man. I love that. Vinny, before we get into this week's episode, let's talk a little bit about Patrick Warburton, his career, because he has had a lot of great work since Seinfeld.
Yeah, let's start with the basics. 10 episodes of Seinfeld, starting with the Fusilli Jerry, then the Face Painter. Then we move all the way to season 9, and he's in the Butter Shave, the Voice, the Junk Mail, the Apology, the Dealership, the Reverse Peephole, the Burning, and the finale. Then he also had a lot of success on the TV series Rules of Engagement. He was in Ted and Ted 2, the films. He was also in Men in Black 2. Then a lot of voice work. And I mean, how could he not with that very powerful voice? He was in B-Movie, as well as Family Guy, The Emperor's New Groove, and he was also well known as The Tick.
Yeah, The Tick, a beloved character for sure. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we're not going to get to everyone's favorite Patrick Warburton role, but I think he is one of the biggest names to come out of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
He might not be a household name, but he's had just a great career since Seinfeld.
Did you know he was in a Twilight Zone episode?
Yeah, I think it was the newer UPN one.
The 2002.
Yeah, that one's garbage.
Series. Okay, never mind.
Jason Alexander actually is in an episode as well.
Is that the one where he's got that gray hair and the beard?
No,
or is that like a Star Trek?
I think that's Criminal Minds.
Oh,
where he has like the long gray hair.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I have some great radio dramas that Jason read, Twilight Zone episodes, and they're the classic episodes, so they're really well written. But that newer UPN version is just garbage. Might be worth revisiting episodes that Seinfeld actors are in. But out of those Seinfeld episodes you listed, do you have a favorite Puddy episode?
I think the Face Painter will probably be my favorite.
Yeah, it's up there.
Shortly.
It's a good one.
But the Dealership is also a classic.
That's exactly what I was going to say, dude. I think the Dealership is, if not the best, one of the best episodes of season 9. It's so good. But God, yeah, he's a germaphobe or recovering germaphobe. Mm. He's religious. He likes to wear fur.
Paints his face. A lot of quirks we're going to learn about David Puddy. That's pretty cool.
A quote I've been using a lot at Seinfeld Trivia during our quote round is, got a 10 kroner, 5 kroner, 20 kroner. No, wait, that's another 10 kroner. 50 kroner.
Bogus, man.
Yeah. Oh, God, David Puddy, so quotable. Well, Vinny, what do you say we move on to this week's episode?
Absolutely.
The worst part about a car breaking down is when you're out on the road, you're a guy, because now you have to get out and pretend like you know what you're doing. You gotta get, all right, honey, I'm gonna go check it out. Walk around the front, open up the hood. That's good, because it obscures her view. That's the main reason you want to do that. You're looking in there, you're hoping you're gonna see something in there. So simple, so obvious, so incredibly easy to fix, even you can handle it. like a giant on-off switch turned off.
I adore this stand-up, especially as someone who knows nothing about cars. This one I can easily identify with. And what's also striking to me, listening to Jerry's stand-up, was Jerry Seinfeld, the person, and I guess the actor, has the affinity for cars, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I would think that he would know a lot about them. So I feel like this was something maybe the writers came up with versus something Jerry came up with.
Sure.
Just a thought.
I was wondering the same thing. Does that go hand in hand? You collect cars. Do you know a lot about fixing cars? But...
Well, I mean, the way he speaks of them in Comedians in Cars, he seems to know the ins and outs, especially with these classic cars. I would think he knows. I would think he knows his way around.
Maybe this is one of those things that guys who don't know anything about cars can relate to. I mean, I'm certainly one of them.
Yeah. Nevertheless,
in fact, my wife Liz knows a lot more about cars than I do. She was raised by someone who her dad was like a big fix-it guy. Like, don't take your car to an auto shop. Like, I'll fix it. So she learned a lot through him, whereas my dad always took his car to the dealer. So
my dad actually fixed all his cars and taught my brother how to fix all the cars, and yet I embarrass him to this day.
I have no son. All right, well, first scene of the episode, we're on the sidewalk here. Jerry and Elaine are out for a stroll. She is dating this mechanic guy named David Puddy. In fact, he's a friend of Jerry's, and that's a big deal for him. An ex-girlfriend dating a friend?
Well, you don't want it to be someone you know, and you don't want it to be someone better than you. Now, even though the latter is obviously impossible, the former still applies.
Now, this is something we brought up in earlier seasons. How does Jerry feel about Elaine dating other men? And it kind of seemed like, I don't know, we were, beating a dead horse. Like, how does Jerry feel? And it didn't seem like he cared at all for the most part, but here's a good example. What are we on? Episode 107. And he admits it's a big deal.
Well, I got to say, initially when this first happened early on in season 1 or 2, that's when it seemed to bother them because they were kind of fresh out of their relationship. And then as the season went on, progressed, they came to an agreement and were able to kind of get past it. There's more levity with this particular situation with David Puddy. But I think the fact that David Puddy is, this handsome leading man type, maybe that's why Jerry feels the need to bring this up right here.
I wonder if it has more to do with Puddy being his mechanic than his friend.
That too.
I don't know. He's like, oh no, am I going to lose my mechanic if...
Oh, that's a really good point. If Elaine breaks his heart, he wouldn't want anything to do with Jerry. Good point.
But Jerry did set Elaine up with Phil, last name...
Totola.
I always screw that up.
Great guy.
He was a friend of Jerry's. I mean, that didn't work out, but it's not like Jerry is against Elaine dating his friends.
True. I gotta say, though, after that relationship went awry, we don't hear about Phil Totola anymore.
That's true. Now, Jerry also can't see her with a mechanic, and this kind of ties into what we were saying earlier. Elaine jokes how unattractive big, masculine guys are. Again, she's going in a new direction, I think, with the type of guy she dates here.
And Elaine makes the comparison, or at least references, dripping with animal sexuality like Stanley Kowalski. Now, do you remember any other Kowalskis being mentioned in the series?
Well, she's talking about Streetcar Named Desire.
Marlon Brando.
And I'm thinking of, is it Killer Kowalski?
Killer Kowalski, the wrestler.
What did he do with all that fat? No, that's someone else, right?
No, that's the guy who's becoming a... That's the guy who's becoming a minimalist, isn't he?
Spectre.
Spectre, yeah. No, but when in the parking garage, Kramer grabs George's belly. He's like Killer Kowalski. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. No relation, just thought it was cool that two Kowalskis were mentioned.
Next scene, we're at Monk's, and George is out to eat with his mom. I think this is a first, seeing a Costanza at Monk's.
We didn't... Wait, hasn't Frank been there before?
I don't think he has. I think he's just been holed up in George's apartment.
Queens.
But George is out to eat, and he tries to, make a few jokes about lobster on the menu, and which I think is a good joke. I always feel this way when we're out to eat at a big diner, and there's 200 items on the menu.
Yeah.
Like, who's getting the shellfish?
Of course.
Seems like a terrible idea.
Remember George said it would be like going on a date with your mother?
Oh, what's that?
When he played Clue. Never been out to lunch with my mother. It's like a date.
Good point.
This is like the date.
Yeah, he's like trying to make her laugh, and she's just throwing it back at him. George does get that Clamps Casino at a later point, so I guess he's not against.
Well, if the chef recommends, Matt.
That's true. Well, Estelle is getting an eye job because is she a divorcee or?
Oh, she's a separate.
Separate. Well, regardless, she's out there.
No, you're not out there.
No, she is too.
She's not out there. She can't be because George is out there. And if he sees her out there, there's not enough voltage in this world to electroshock him back into coherence.
Just some fantastic dialogue this week, man. Like, everyone is firing on all cylinders. The eye job is scheduled for Tuesday, and Estelle needs someone to drive her because she'll be all drugged up. And George says, I can't do it. And he spots Kramer walking by and pulls him into the booth.
Sit down, you son of a gun.
Yeah, it's like Kramer's like, I'm busy. I got to go do something. And he pulls him in. This reminds me a lot of a later episode in The Doll when George is out to eat with Frank. And Elaine walks by, and he's like, Elaine, join us. And she's like, I got to go to the thing.
The thing's canceled.
The thing's canceled.
You're right.
Very similar, right? Anyways, Kramer joins them and, gives Estelle a kiss. He's very intimate with Estelle, I noticed.
Well, they're on a Kiss Hello program. Every time he sees her, he gives her a kiss on the cheek, which is very sweet, I think.
Right. In the, was it the raincoats when he comes over for the paella?
Yep.
And he's like, ah. Oh, yeah, ooh. But he kisses her then. He's always kissing her.
Mm-hmm.
So we hear a little bit about her upcoming eye job with Baker Saul.
He's good. He's very good. Worked on this kid from Guatemala with no nose. Turned him into Ricardo Montalban.
I'm sorry we don't have a clip of that. That is a great line, too.
It really is.
And Kramer says, hey, good news. I can pick her up on Tuesday for you, George. But he has to pick up his new plates at the DMV first.
Well, giddy up.
That might be my favorite version of Giddy Up.
Oh, performed by George Costanza?
Well, just in general. I don't know why. Whenever you have an idea or, our plan for the evening, and I'm like, giddy up.
Mm-hmm. I always think it's really cool when one character will quote another character's catchphrase.
Oh, yeah.
So here's an example of that. I'm thinking, I got a couple in mind here. Jerry has get outed before, which is Elaine's signature line. He's also used George's babies.
You using my babies now?
Mm-hmm. And then Jerry has used giddy up when he was the Bizarro Kramer in the Kenny Rogers roaster.
Oh, and I was thinking of the Kramer side. He does the that's a shame.
Now, that's a shame is actually a catch-all because I think all four of the characters have done it before.
Okay.
I think George does that's a shame in The Chaperone when Miss
Rhode Island
can't sing. That's a shame. And then Elaine does it. When does Elaine do it?
I can't recall an Elaine. That's a shame. It's happened. Yeah, it's out there.
One other thing we forgot to mention, though, there's a great blooper when Kramer sits down and George says, Kramer, what are you doing on Tuesday? And Kramer, I think, or Michael forgot his line. He says, Tuesday, I'm running for governor. Tuesday, no, I'm running for mayor. And then he kind of bangs the table because he messed up his line.
He just had to say something, I guess.
Yeah.
Just to get it out. Wow.
He's riffing.
Well, next scene, we are at the DMV, and Kramer is in line. He signs for his new plates. But when he opens the envelope, they read...
Ass man. No, these don't belong to me. I'm not the ass man. I think there's been a mistake.
What's your name again?
Cosmo Kramer.
Cosmo Kramer. You are the ass man.
No, I'm not the ass man.
Well, as far as the state of New York is concerned, you are.
Another great thing about this episode, not only do we have the introduction of David Puddy, but the guest appearances that they lined up for this week. This being the first, Yvette Cruz, who plays the clerk. She is wonderful. We got a couple of doctors who are really good. Not to mention, we get to see the Costanzas. Mm-hmm. Solid guest appearances this week.
Yeah, this DMV clerk nails her lines. She only has, 4 lines of dialogue. My favorite one, though, out of that clip is, "You are the ass man." I'm a big fan of that one.
So, and I love her accent, too. She's from Puerto Rico. Yvette Cruz plays the clerk. She's known for Ghostbusters 2, Stand and Deliver, and Phoenix, but perfectly cast.
It's funny. I saw that credit of Ghostbusters 2, and I'm like, who's she in Ghostbusters 2? She has all of, 3 seconds on screen as Dana's maid, or like the nanny who's like taking care of Oscar in like one shot. That's it. So
nice. Count it.
This is her big role, I would say, though. So good. And then we cut to a shot of Kramer's new plates, Ass Man, on the back of his Chevy as it backfires and speeds off.
Which I like. I mean, again, we're grasping at straws here, but his car backfired already in the race.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. It's just kind of cool. But adding insult to injury, you got the Ass Man plate followed by the car backfiring. Good stuff.
Now let's talk about the Ass Man plate. When we took Kenny Kramer's reality tour back in 2007, at the end, he has all of this Seinfeld swag, and he had a bunch of Ass Man license plates. And I bought one and had it signed. Did I give that to you? I can't find it.
You did give it to me.
Okay.
You want it back?
No, I'm good. Did you not get one?
Well, my big purchase was the throw.
Oh, that's right.
So I bought the throw, and I bought a mug, and I think you bought the
mug Costanza.
You bought the ass plate.
Yeah, the ass plate.
And he signed them too, so I got a nice autographed Ass Man license plate of Kenny Kramer on my wall.
And the great thing about that Ass Man license plate is you can buy it online. Very easy to get. It's a wonderful prop. I think one of the most iconic.
Oh yeah,
Seinfeld props of all time. We'll include a link in our show notes if anyone is interested in picking one up. We should put one on our car. Unfortunately, in New Jersey, you need a plate in the front and the back. So
same for Virginia.
Yeah, so I don't think we'd have any room for it, but it would look pretty good on my Honda.
Put it in the window.
There you go. So next scene, we are at Elaine's apartment, and they are in bed post-coitus, and Puddy looks pretty satisfied. Even he's doing the squinting there too.
Yeah.
Elaine, satisfied? Not so much. She, of course, claims she is. Oh, I'm fine. Everything's okay. But before we move on the commentary, Jason asks Julia, "Hey, give the fans a thrill. What were you wearing under that bedsheet?" And Julia says, "As much as humanly possible."
Gets a nice little laugh.
Yeah, I thought so. I always wonder that too in movies and TV shows. Like, do they just have like something
a top?
Like a strap or something they just take off. Next scene, we are at Monk's, and we're finally hearing the truth from Elaine. She wasn't too happy with Puddy's performance last night. He did the move.
What move?
You know, the move. So it turns out Jerry had a move he used when he was dating Elaine, and he mentioned it to Puddy recently when they were making conversation at the garage, not thinking, of course, he'd actually use it. And now Jerry feels like when a comedian steals from another comedian. And he plans to go down and tell Puddy to stop using the move, but Elaine's like, hey.
I like the move.
In fact, she even she's mad at first, but then when she hears that he might not do it anymore, she's like, well, it's actually different. Puddy uses a pinch at the end instead of a swirl.
Oh, yeah, the pinch. I've done the pinch. That's not new. Besides which, I don't know how you could trust any of his moves now. So repertoire could be lifted.
That word repertoire, which is great.
Yeah.
That gets reused in the John Germain scenes, right?
John Germain.
Mm-hmm. So we find out Jerry had a move with a swirl. Puddy has the same move, but he replaced the swirl with a pinch.
Yes.
Interesting.
And very nice parallels between sex moves being stolen as well as comedians' material being stolen. And we're going to see more kind of dual references as the episode goes on.
Absolutely. I wonder if Jerry ever had that problem with a comedian. He's never been public about it.
True.
I mean, some of the most public ones are, of course, Dane Cook and Louis C.K.
Carlos Mencia.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
And then recently Amy Schumer was accused of...
right. Who did she steal? Or, again...
I don't remember the names, but two female comedians tweeted about it.
That's right. Oh, right. There's like this whole article. It almost seemed like a big attack campaign on Amy Schumer.
Yeah,
as opposed
a lot of other comedians came to her aid in that news story.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, wouldn't you think that with all the funny people out there, that some of them are going to have the same jokes?
Same jokes. If not that, then same topics. There's only so many things people discuss on stage. You know, the big, family, sex. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of subjects are like the one between both Louis and Dane Cook have bits about having an itchy butthole.
Itchy butthole.
Okay.
Yeah. Dane Cook. What's happened to him? Is he still around?
I see him pop up on the at the Laugh Factory or Largo, I think. One of those. I think it's Laugh Factory, but he still does stand up. It's just on a lower scale now.
I mean, he was just, at the top.
He was a rock star. He sold out Madison Square Garden for a comedy show.
Getting back to the scene, though, about the move, maybe this is creepy, but I love Elaine's look in this scene.
Yep. Her hair's down. It's not in the wall. It's so cute. And she's really cute. I like the dress she's wearing, too. But I like when she reaches across the table and swats at Jerry. What two of you must have had quite a little chat. Yeah. And then she kind of pouts as she sits back in her seat.
Yes. This actually might be my favorite look in the entire series.
Really?
Yeah, because she's not like done up in the later seasons. Like the hair's not all styled, and she's wearing like just like a regular dress as opposed to, I don't know, like something with a brooch on it.
Exactly. Yeah. Very down to earth. I like the Elaine as well.
Mm-hmm. Next scene, we're on the street, and Jerry is buying a candy bar from a vendor, and this is when he's telling George what happened.
So he stole my move, and he's using it on Elaine.
You told David Puddy you're moving, you didn't tell me. I need a move. You know I have no moves, Jerry. Give me a bite.
Can I just get it open first?
I can't believe you're hoarding sex moves. I'm out there rubbing two sticks together, you're walking around with a Zippo.
All right, here.
That's good. That's very good.
You feel better?
Yeah, much better. All right, so what's the move? Because I need something. This woman I'm dating, it's like she's doing her nails during lovemaking.
Nancy Klopper?
Yeah. I've never seen anyone so bored. I'm working like a dog here. Give me a moan, something. I'd settle for a belch, for God's sake. All right, come on, let's have it.
All right, George, I'm going to tell you. But I just want to make sure before we get in...
Yeah, it's in the vault. I'm putting it in the vault.
It's not even a question of that. The point is, when something like this is passed along, one must be certain that it's going to be used in a conscientious way. This is not some parlor trick to be used pell-mell or willy-nilly. All right. On your bed. You got a headboard? You'll need a headboard.
I got a headboard.
Is it padded?
No.
Good. How tall is she?
5'4", what?
You can't have more than a 1 foot differential in your heights. Otherwise, you could really hurt your neck.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
George, if you can master this, you'll never be alone again.
First things first. Were you able to tell what candy bar Jerry purchased?
Oh yeah.
What was it?
It was a Nutrageous.
Damn.
Did you think it was something else?
No, I was trying to get a sense of it. I was rewinding. I couldn't catch it.
I wonder if that counts as a Seinfeld candy bar, because they never mention it by name.
Well, because I couldn't get over how much George... He's like, that is good. That is very good. Yeah, I'd like to try a Nutrageous. I've never had one before.
Oh, it's good. It's got swirling chocolate.
One of the moments I really enjoy in that scene is when George begs for the bite. Jerry, like a mother who's kind of scolding her child. Can I get it open first?
Yeah. Why is George so hungry?
I don't know.
Maybe he didn't eat with his mom or something.
He lost his appetite.
Yeah, something.
Because he found out she's out there.
There's a line at the top which is just so good, and I want to know who came up with this. Maybe it's a Marjorie Gross line, but George says, "I can't believe you're hoarding sex moves. I'm out there rubbing two sticks together. You walk around with a Zippo."
That is a flawless line.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Get 'em really likes that line.
Nice.
And what's up with when George starts talking about, this woman I'm dating? Jerry goes, Nancy Klopper? It's like,
yeah.
I was like, why say the full name? But it's revealed in the commentary that Nancy Klopper is a well-known casting director that is friends with Larry David.
And then there's your full name. That's why it's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Good name, too.
Oh, yeah, Nancy Klopper. Love that.
Have you used her name for your trivia?
Yeah, so we do an ID round in trivia, and I used her image. You have to come up with Nancy Klopper. And at a time, that was one of the hardest IDs. Mm-hmm. But we've since moved on from that and gotten even tougher IDs. But yeah, Nancy Klopper is a deep pull, I think.
Well, because you also make it more difficult for people. You like to ask first and last name. Mm-hmm. Will you award partial credit if they get one of the names?
Yeah, so you get a point for Nancy or a point for Klopper, but you get 2 points if you get them both.
Excellent.
Yeah, just love the scene though, man. It's so good. Headboard can't be padded.
Oh, and the emphatic is it padded? Good.
How tall is she?
5'4". Why?
Well, you can't have more than a 1 foot differential in your heights. You could really hurt your neck.
And wouldn't you think you would want the headboard to be padded?
Well, I assume if it's not padded, it's so they have something to hold on to.
I guess. I thought if you're like pressed up against it.
And is this move like, does it go both ways? Because I always thought it was just the guy doing his thing, but apparently the girl maybe has to get in a certain position.
You got me. I thought it was a full sex move, not a cunnilingus move. So,
yeah. Well, there you go.
Hey, remember Larry hurt his neck?
Oh yeah,
hurts my neck.
He also got a pubic hair caught in his throat. So next scene, Jerry arrives home with George. They're still explaining the move.
Now the end is kind of an option. I use a swirl. I like the swirl. I'm comfortable with the swirl. I feel the swirl is a great capper. He uses the pinch, which I find a bit presumptuous.
Is it a clockwise swirl?
I prefer clockwise, but it's not written in stone.
He's so pompous.
It's like a Jedi and his apprentice right now.
I guess, yeah. So clockwise swirl.
Keep that in mind.
Kramer enters holding the one, the only Fusilli Jerry. It's made from Fusilli. See the microphone?
When did he do this?
In his spare time. That smile.
He's so proud.
He is. I gotta say, man, I think Michael owns this episode. He is just so good. And it's subtle stuff too. It's not like the Jimmy where he's, really physical and over the top.
He's not really fallen into anything other than his car, we'll see later.
Very subtle stuff.
It's all attitude this time.
Yeah, he kills it.
Remember you attempted to make me a Fusilli Jerry?
Yeah, so back in 2007, that's the time when we did the Kenny Kramer tour and whatnot. I made a Fusilli Jerry, and it did not go well. I cannot get it like the prop guys created for the show. I love the posture of the one in the show. There's like a curve to his back. Mm-hmm. His knees are bent. When I made it, it was just like,
very rigid.
Yeah.
And you could see the glue everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Again, I'm not too crafty, so maybe I should take another stab at it, but it's tough. It was very heavy too. I was surprised how heavy it was.
That was also one of the stations at the Brooklyn Cyclones game one year. Was they had a make your own Fusilli Jerry at the ballpark?
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
That was terrible. Yeah,
and there's no time to let the glue dry.
There you go.
But Kramer is making one of George. What's he using?
Ravioli. That always cracks me up too. I guess because George is kind of stocky. I think of ravioli as more of it's a flat noodle. But I think that perfectly suits George for his pasta.
It's kind of insulting too, right? Because it's
full of cheese. Now, can you think of how would you categorize pasta for the remaining Fab Four? You got Kramer and you got Elaine.
Well, what's kind of cool is in a future episode we're going to see Kramer's shelf in his apartment, and it's filled with different pasta statues. We know in a couple episodes he's going to make a macaroni Midler.
There it is.
But I don't know what you'd use for Jerry and Elaine. I think Elaine would be the bow tie pasta. It just reminds me of her hair. And Jerry, I think, would be...
we already have Jerry.
Oh, that's right. Fusilli. Kramer would be penne because it's long, it's kind of tall.
I like to slurp the spaghetti up to my mouth.
Right. But yeah, so Kramer would be penne, Jerry's Fusilli, Elaine would be the bow tie pasta, and George ravioli. What about you, though? What kind of pasta would you be?
I'd be the rigatoni.
Rigatoni. I'll be the ziti, just because I can't think of any other pastas. But why is Jerry Fusilli pasta?
Because he's silly.
Yeah. So George wonders if Kramer got his new plates from the DMV so he can pick up his mom on Tuesday.
Did you get your new plates?
Oh, yeah, I got my new plates. But they mixed them up. Somebody got mine, and I got their vanity plates.
What did they say?
Ass man.
Ass man?
Yeah, ass man, Jerry. I'm Cosmo Kramer, the ass man.
Who would order a license plate that says ass man?
Maybe they're Wilt Chamberlains.
It doesn't have to be someone who gets a lot of women. It could be just some guy with a big ass.
Yeah, or it could be a proctologist.
Yeah? Proctologist?
Oh, come on. No doctor would put that on his car.
Have you ever met a proctologist? Well, they usually have a very good sense of humor. You meet a proctologist at a party. Don't walk away. Plant yourself there because you will hear the funniest stories you've ever heard. See, no one wants to admit to them that they stuck something up there. Never. It's always an accident. Every proctologist story ends in the same way. It was 1,000,000 to 1 shot, Doc. 1,000,000 to 1. Oh, there's my phone.
So where are you going to stick this?
I'll tell you where I'd like to stick it.
I would say that's a pretty classic scene. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I gotta say though, I can vouch for Kramer on this when he says that. Have you ever met a proctologist?
He's so confident.
Yeah. When I was in pharmacy school, I was doing a rotation at a hospital, and I had to go to various, units. And sure enough, they had me kind of sit in on a colonoscopy procedure. And this guy in scrubs came in, and there were various people in the room. I said, "Oh, what's your role?" And he goes, "Oh, I look at buttholes all day." So you have this medically trained doctor, and I'm a student, trying to learn. And you know what I mean? Like, there's a great sense of humor, I think, with people who deal with this particular area of the body all day.
I mean, proctologists. I mean, what's wrong with the butthole? What does it get? Stuffed? All right, sorry.
Nice.
It's terrible. I'm so sorry. That didn't work at all. Did you drop any Seinfeld references with him?
I don't remember because no, probably not. There was a butthole out. I didn't want to.
Butthole out.
There were buttholes in the area.
Oh man, love that line though. Have you ever met a proctologist?
Yeah,
great stuff. And great line too earlier. I'm Cosmo Kramer, the ass man. Great stuff there too. And we're gonna get some great payoff with the 1,000,000 to 1 shot, Doc. 1,000,000 to 1 later on. Oh boy. So again, talking about the move and all this risque business under the sheets, and then here talking about sticking something up your butt. I mean, dude, come on. This is insane. I think this is the raunchiest episode, right?
I think you might be right.
I mean, just in terms of the variety of topics they cover.
Yeah, this does span the gamut. I mean, we've already referenced the other episodes that would even contend for raunchiest, being the John Germain storyline and then the contest.
I think it would be on par with everything else if it was strictly the move.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little tame, but as soon as you get this Kramer stuff about sticking something up there, that's where I think it goes to a whole new level.
I think the fact that it's referenced related to a doctor, I find it less raunchy.
Oh, sure.
Now that you bring it up, I'm like, oh, okay. Now because initially I didn't see it.
Well, next scene, we are at the auto shop at the garage, and Jerry confronts Puddy about doing his move, but Puddy claims, hey, I've been doing it before we even met. All he borrowed was the end.
But the ending's the whole thing. Without the ending, it's nothing. You had nothing.
Well, that ending was so obvious, he would have figured that out anyway. He didn't need him to tell him that stupid twist.
Swirl.
Whatever. He doesn't even do it.
Oh, yeah, he knows. He does the pinch.
Yeah, that's right. Man, killer stuff in there.
Yeah.
And, not only do you get the, yeah, that's right, but you get that Puddy delivery.
And it's funny, you said Mark Hirschfeld was mentioning in the casting, they were looking more for a straight man to kind of set up Jerry and Elaine's jokes and plots, but this guy is tailor-made to be, a standalone Seinfeld character.
Again, probably the weakest Puddy performance, just because it's his only episode at this point.
He's a rookie.
But it's there.
Debut.
Yeah, there's little hints there. Great stuff. So they don't come to blows. Jerry does call him a hack, though. It's almost like he's doing him a favor. He's like, tell you what, You can use the move when you're out of town, just not in the city. And Puddy retorts, well, next time your car needs to be fixed, you can take that out of town too.
Good.
And as Jerry drives home, he hits a pothole or something, and he gets this real nice rattling sound coming from the engine. And next scene, we are at George's apartment. George is under the covers with Nancy. And then later, we're going to cut to Puddy under the sheets with Elaine.
Ow, George! What are you doing?
Pleasuring you.
Well, stop it.
You don't like the move?
No, I don't.
You kidding?
No, I'm not. It feels like aliens poking at my body.
Sorry. I'll just go back to my usual routine.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Dave. Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
I can't do the move.
What?
Guys, ruin it for me.
Oh, come on, please.
Yo, call me a hack. It's not into doing it anymore.
Oh, so that's it?
I'll come up with some new stuff.
Poor Nancy.
Poor Elaine.
That too.
There are a lot of throwaway lines from these guest stars that I just love. I've quoted this before, I believe, where Nancy says, "It feels like aliens poking at my body."
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
It's a good one.
So good. Any favorites for you?
I do like George after Nancy yells, "What are you doing?" Pleasuring you.
I feel like they reuse that line in The Blood when George is trying to do the trifecta: food, sex, and TV.
Mm-hmm.
And Tara pulls back the covers at the end. "What are you doing?" And he's eating a sandwich, watching TV.
Pleasuring you? Yeah, you're right.
So a little callback or foreshadowing.
Oh, and another moment that I really liked in the scene was more visual, but after Nancy said, "It feels like aliens are poking at my body," she kind of turns her body away from George. So I would think, and I would imagine George would think, oh, the lovemaking must be over because she's turned away from me. She had her back to him. But no, George Costanza says, okay, I'll go back to my regular routine. And Nancy looks at him with this horror on her face, which is so good.
I missed her expression. She looks scared.
She's just like, oh no,
That's a great line. Happy to say I've never used that. I'll just go back to my usual routine.
That is a good thing.
So pathetic. And David has a great Puddy has a great capper at the end too. I'll come up with some new stuff.
Again, parallels to being a stand-up. He's got to come up with new material.
Good point.
But the lovely Nancy Klopper is played by Marla Sukaretsa. She, I think, is most known for her role in Forrest Gump. She was one of the girls that went back to the hotel with Lieutenant Dan and Forrest Gump after New Year's.
I hated her so much when I was a kid.
Yeah, she was an awful character. She was also in the movie Road Trip. She had a very memorable scene as the sperm bank. She was one of the nurses there.
Oh, okay.
Or, she collected the specimen from Sean William Scott. But she's also in The Station Agent and Great Expectations.
Was Road Trip the Jeff Schaefer movie?
That's Euro Trip.
Euro Trip. Damn, I always confuse those. One of our listeners, and I'm sorry, I don't have your name in front of me, brought up last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? No, it's last week when Jerry has fleas and he winds up telling George, well, it looks like I'm staying with a velvet fog. Huh? The listener asked, well, how did Jerry stay there? Where did he stay since Frank is there? And I completely forgot Frank was still living with George.
Oh.
Which makes me wonder in this scene, where's Frank when George is going down on this girl of his?
Oh, my. Maybe he's in Greenwich Village shopping for records, I hope. I hope he's not in there.
Or he's just sitting in the other room reading.
Eating kasha.
Yeah, God. Well, next scene, we are on the street, and Kramer is about to get in his car when he notices a little slip of paper on his windshield. And what does it read?
Call me, 362446. I think I have what you're looking for.
So good. So 24, that's a really small waist. And then to have 46 hips. So that means your waist is 24 and then it shoots out to a 46.
So that's an hourglass, right?
It's exactly the kind of shape it's describing.
Okay.
And the only person I could think of when I was taking notes was Ashley Graham, who was
the model, right?
The Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue cover model. She's a plus size model. So I looked up her measurements, and her bust size changes, but it's 38-42. So let's split it. She's 40, 30, 46.
Oh, so she's pretty close.
Pretty close, but 24, man. I mean, that's a small waist.
Yeah.
Anywho, it made me wonder, though, if those measurements are, in fact, the measurements of the person we're going to meet later, or if Kramer's meeting a lot of different women.
Perhaps. Also notice on the paper there is a real number written down, but his thumb is covering up the final digits of the number.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder why they didn't just use a KL5.
We would have got Jerry again.
Yeah.
The Ryans would have been crossed.
Next scene, we are at Dr. Bakersall's. After the eye job, Estelle gets one bit of instruction from her doctor. She can't cry for 10 days. Otherwise, she'll ruin the operation.
That can't possibly come into play later, can it?
Of course not. And I think it's just amazing that she doesn't have sunglasses or any kind of protective eyewear.
Well, it's all done with lasers, Matt.
Oh, of course.
The doctor who's instructing her is actually Apollo Dukakis. He plays Dr. Bakersall. And hey, he is the brother of Olympia Dukakis.
Oh, hey, there's a name you don't hear every day.
Uh-huh. He was in Last Action Hero as well as Shadow of the Blair Witch, which he played a doctor.
Shadow of the Blair Witch?
Shadow.
Not the Book of Shadows sequel?
No.
All right, anyways. Kramer arrives at the hospital, pulls right into a parking spot marked doctors only. And here we go, man. A security guard approaches.
Can I help you? Yeah, Dr. Cosmo Kramer, proctology.
Oh, okay, sure, Doc.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good day.
Remember what I said earlier about these like little gems of guest stars that we had on? Here is the security guard. Kramer points down to the license plate, says he's a proctologist, and the security guard's response, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry," and he backs away out of frame, as if that's all the criteria you needed to, to pass for a doctor.
I took some screen grabs from this scene, dude. I love it so much, especially that guard just putting his hands up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You don't even need the dialogue; like his face says it all.
Absolutely, yeah, of course.
So good.
Jeff Coopwood plays the security guard. He was in Girls Club, City of Angels, The Client, and he has a lot of credits as an ADR voice artist.
Ah, cool.
Mm-hmm.
This whole parking area, though, might look a little familiar. This is, again, the CBS Studio Center Administration Building. We've seen it a bunch of times on Seinfeld when Kramer gets arrested for being the smog strangler. Outside the, what do you call it? The piano recital in the Pez dispenser. It's all over the place. So cool to see it again. On the drive home, Kramer tells Estelle how great she looks. And as you pointed out earlier, it's very convenient. She doesn't need bandages. But some people that drive by are yelling things at Kramer.
Yo, ass man! Look at the ass man!
Did he say ass man? Oh my goodness. I never understood that. Why does Estelle react that way?
Well, she's put herself out there now because she's divorcee, her words. But people are noticing how great she looks, at least in her eyes.
But they're saying, look at the ass man.
Yeah, Kramer's getting a lot of tail. He's got a new, fresh woman in his passenger seat.
Okay.
Hey, look at Kramer. He's getting all that ass.
She's
the ass.
There's the Matt moment for this episode.
Hey, the ass man's in town.
You got that straight.
I almost wish they would have got Larry David to, in the same way he wrote, "What do you say, Cosmo?" to have him do a "Hey, ass man" line. But
of course,
both of those lines were actually done by Seinfeld crew members. The first by second assistant director Jim Lansbury. The second by production intern Kevin Lyons.
Oh, nice. Kramer hit something in the road, maybe the same thing Jerry hit.
That's what I thought too.
And he reaches over to brace Estelle, and she tries to hide her expression, as he puts his hand on her chest. But They just sit there in silence.
It gets a little awkward after that.
It does.
I want to ask you, though.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend and I actually love to do this stopping short as a game. We could just be at a stop sign or a traffic light, and we'll be like, oh, do other couples do that?
I think I've done it before, like as a joke, but it's not like a recurring segment in my life.
Oh, I do it quite often.
Are you guys moving when you stop short, or are you just sitting there and you do it?
Well, there'll be no need to even brace her.
Right.
That's for me is the joke, is we're not even stopping short, but I'm still gonna.
Does she do it to you as well?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Not as much though.
Okay. Well, we get an act break, and next scene we're at Jerry's apartment. George is feeling pretty defeated after the other night, and he's learning you're supposed to close with a swirl.
Yes, you close with the swirl. There's a progression there. I told you to write it down.
Yep, should have written it down. And Jerry gets a call from another mechanic. This guy's charging him $2,800, which is way more than what Puddy would charge. And Jerry,
maybe it was Tony who gave him that estimate.
Damn, that's a good call. Yeah, so let's just say Jerry gets a call from Tony, and he's charging him $2,800. And Jerry thinks Tony is trying to screw him, and George says, "Oh, of course he is."
That's what they do. They can make anything up. Nobody knows. By the way, you need a new Johnson rod in here. Oh, Johnson rod. Yeah, well, you better put one of those on.
Love that.
That's fun.
And I think this all ties in nicely with the dealership. Just George's distrust of mechanics.
I think this is where it begins.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all of a sudden you're on your back like a turtle.
And Elaine enters. She is not happy with last night's performance either.
David Puddy won't do the move anymore.
Really?
Oh, he's come up with some other move. You should see this thing.
What is it?
Oh, it's a lot of just fancy schmancy stuff. You know what it's like? It's like a big budget movie with a story that goes nowhere.
Huh.
I mean, this move is no good, Jerry. It's just taking up a lot of my time. And I will not stand by and allow him to perform this move on me while a perfectly good move is just sitting in the barn doing nothing.
Let me ask you a question. This new move? Is there a knuckle involved in any way?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
I think that's mine.
I'm not surprised.
Listen, I need you to do me a favor. When's the next time you're going to see him?
Why?
You got to get an estimate on my car from him. I think this garage is trying to screw me.
An estimate? How am I supposed to do that?
Look, here's the work order with everything that broke. Just kind of bring it up at the right time and find out.
What? What is this?
Oh, that's, Fusilli Jerry.
Fusilli Jerry.
Yeah, Kramer made it.
All right, listen, I'll see you guys later.
All right. Hey, S-Man.
Hey. Hey. Ah, this is Sally.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Shall we go?
Okay.
All right.
The fact that David Puddy stops doing Jerry's move and now has incorporated a move that is most likely George Costanza's. Oh. And then furthermore, that George Costanza's move is a bad move is, again, genius by the writers. Jerry's got a really good move, very successful, upstanding citizen. George Costanza, not so much.
I think that's fine.
Huh. I'm not surprised.
Oh, God. A knuckle. How could a knuckle be involved?
Yeah.
I mean, I could imagine. I just don't know how good that would feel. But Jerry has the swirl, Puddy has the pinch, George has the knuckle. That's a good trivia question. So Jerry gets Elaine to ask Puddy for an estimate on his car and to see if this new garage is trying to screw him. And it'll be tricky for Elaine to ask, but maybe she can bring it up at the right time and find out. And as George is heading out, Kramer stops by briefly with a woman named Sally, who is, well, she's a full-figured gal. That's such a great reveal, because you don't know where this scene is going at first.
Mm-hmm. She does like a model walk and turn as a display. Like, look at this fine woman that Kramer has taken a liking to.
Yeah, she really swings her hips as she exits the apartment.
It's all in the hips.
I never picked up on Kramer's reaction. Yeah, I thought he just smiles, but he kind of winks at the group and he walks off.
Well, he is the ass man.
Yes. And
that's Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, they all make this face at the end, and I never knew how to explain this face. It's, tilted head, eyes open, puckered lips. In the commentary, Jason Alexander referred to it as the kingfish look.
Now, can you explain that to me? Because I don't understand that.
I was hoping you would explain it to me, actually.
Oh, boy.
Well, after a quick Google search, Vinny, kingfish is, in fact, a fish. So I think they're just making the face that that fish would make. I'm not kidding. I'm looking at hundreds of photos of kingfish.
Okay.
And it kind of looks like them.
Let me see. Well, that is a kingfish.
There you go.
That full-figured gal, Sally, is played by Judith Shelton, who was also in the Gregory Hines show, as well as the film As Advertised.
I didn't notice until the scene that Kramer is wearing that awesome banana shirt.
Ah, yes, the bananas.
Right.
I noticed it in this scene as well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. His jacket's open a little bit so you can see it. That is just such a killer shirt. I love it. I think it's strictly a season 6 shirt. I don't know if we'll get it anymore. Next scene, we're at the Costanzas, and Frank is picking up his mail, and he's getting into it with Estelle, about which one is improving their life more. And, she got the eye job. Frank worked out with a dumbbell yesterday.
He feels vigorous.
Now, Estelle doesn't want to cry, but Frank keeps arguing with her, so she decides to tell him that, my eye job is apparently working. Kramer made a pass at me. He stopped short and made a grab.
He stopped short? That's my move. I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, so Frank's move is stopping short. Does that work, do you think, for that character? Can you see him doing that?
Yeah. Well, the wonderful thing is you see generations of the move, and, back in simpler times, that was like going all the way for them. Was stopping short and making a grab.
Mm-hmm. But next scene, we're at Elaine's apartment. Great scene here as Elaine and Puddy are in the middle of a little, foreplay in bed, and in between kisses, she's asking him, what do you charge for blown shocks? What about a bad gasket?
Bad gasket?
Yeah, like a terrible gasket. But the best part, after she gets all of the pricing info, the camera tilts up, and you just hear her say,
"No, Dave, no, please, not the knuckle."
So he leads with the knuckle, which is just incredible.
Yeah,
God. Next scene, we're at George's apartment. George and Nancy are in bed, both looking pretty satisfied.
Well, that was great. I mean, wow.
That just came to me.
I mean, I've never in my life have like, what was that?
You mean in the end?
Oh.
A counterclockwise swirl.
What's that?
What?
On your hand. Let me see what's on your hand.
I don't know. It's a ball.
Give me that. Let me see what's on your hand.
Just a little dirt.
I want to see what's on your hand. Give me your hand. Number one, take her leg. Oh my God. Crib notes? You've got crib notes?
It's a very complicated move. I couldn't remember it all.
Oh my God, I'm sick.
It's not the SATs!
Now, what I like about this is George went his own way. He went counterclockwise. He went against the grain.
It's not a set rule. You can go either way, but it worked for him.
Yeah, he didn't follow Jerry verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
But he did have his crib notes.
Crib notes? You've got crib notes? She kills it this episode, too, between that and the aliens line. Damn.
That also got me thinking, when George was dating the risotto broad.
Karen.
What was her? Karen, yes. He felt kind of inept in bed with her. It wasn't like after the risotto. Then he has the... Does he have the B... When does he have the B12?
That's in the mango. Yeah, when he thinks she's faking, he has the B12, and he gets her to orgasm,
So we know George is somewhat skilled at making this metamorphosis happen. Why couldn't he have just had some more of Joe's mango? You know what I mean?
No,
I don't think he needed Jerry's notes.
Well, every woman is different, so maybe what worked for Karen doesn't work for Nancy.
Okay.
But yeah, you think he'd have like a supply of mango in his fridge for an occasion like this.
on the side of his chair.
This whole scene, it's great you brought up Karen. This whole scene reminds me of that moment when Karen's like, "Oh my God, that was great." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you don't have to do that whole thing.
Spam me the routine, sweetheart.
Yeah.
It's very good." Oh, Jojo.
Just reminds me of that kind of beat where he just everything gets screwed up for him.
Get out.
And then George's line at the end, it's not the SATs. George's SAT score wasn't that good. He takes it to his grave.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe this is like the SATs for him.
He's having flashbacks.
Next scene, we're on the street very briefly. Frank walks by Kramer's car. And what a simple, brilliant callback. He looks in the back window and he sees the bro.
Strewn about the backseat headrest portion.
Yeah, and it's funny that Frank didn't recognize it, but I guess it just makes him think, big bra.
That set him off. Yeah, could have been Estelle's.
And he reads the ass man license plate, storms off, really pissed off, to confront Kramer about stopping short with his wife.
I'll give him ass man.
I didn't notice it until this episode, but his hair is so orange.
Yeah, especially the scene with him and Estelle. It's like they're brother and sister almost. Their hair color's the same.
I mean, it would make sense that they use the same product, but I feel like Frank's hair is getting oranger as the show moves on.
It's like a carrot.
Now we're in Jerry's apartment, and Elaine tells Jerry that Puddy would only charge $1,600 for all of his car problems, and Jerry says, "That's it. No move is worth this."
Do you know what a good mechanic is worth? You can't compare that to sex.
So it seems like Jerry's going to let Puddy do the move as long as he gets his car fixed.
He's going to make some concessions.
Yes. And just want to remind listeners that the Fusilli Jerry is resting right on the edge of the dinner table when there's a knock at the door.
Hi, Mr. Costanza.
Where's your friend, Kramer?
I don't know why.
Because I'm looking for him, that's why. He stopped short.
What do you mean?
In a car with my wife. He stopped short. You think I don't know what that's about? That's my old move. I used it on Estelle 40 years ago. I told everybody about it. Everybody knows. I stopped short.
Really? Stopping short? That's a good move.
You're not kidding. That's a good move.
Hey.
Hey, Frank. Don't frank me. I know what you did. How dare you stop short with my wife?
Come on, Frank, relax. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Think I don't know? Ass man! To think I almost split the profits on the man's ear with you.
Bro.
Man's ear! Bro! Man's ear!
Oh, God.
Vinny, what's your favorite part from this scene? It's so hard to pick, but
I can't replicate the sound, but it's the blood-curdling scream that Frank Costanza lets out as the Fusilli is penetrating his pants, shorts, anus.
Oh God!
What's yours?
That is just an incredible moment. The reaction of oh.
And there were a lot of alternate takes they did that you'll see in the bloopers where Frank falls down and he goes, "Oh mama, oh wah wee wah 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 wah." Yeah. So there's nice. He made different choices with each scene, which is kind of cool. Each take.
Oh, right on. Well, we actually have some audio of the bloopers. What's great about them is Jerry and Elaine, or Jerry and Julia rather, are just cracking up like crazy. Julia particularly cannot hold it together during the scene.
If you watch any of the scenes, even the one they used in the show, you can see her clenching her fists because she's digging her nails into her skin so as to kind of detract from her wanting to laugh at Jerry Stiller. She found him so funny that she's causing herself physical pain so she doesn't crack during the scene, but doesn't work. Anyway.
Absolutely. And in fact, we have a little bit of audio of Julia and Jason talking about filming this scene and just how ridiculous it was. We'll save that for the end here. I love the moment when Frank, he comes in and he says, "I'm looking for Kramer." He stops short and he does this spin. He's so revved up. He doesn't know where to look, where to go.
But then he does a move where he goes, I stopped short.
Yes. So, okay.
He does this choreographed move that only Jerry Stiller could do.
So he's driving the car, right? And he sticks his right hand out, to grope.
Yes.
But what does he do with his left hand? He's like, "I stopped short." What's going on with the left hand?
I have no idea.
Is there a third person in this scenario?
Perhaps. He's waving the traffic to go by because he's copping a feel.
Oh man, and I love that right at the end when Kramer and Frank really get in each other's face, we get sort of a nice farewell to the bro Manzier story arc.
They never really could arrive on a name, could they?
They couldn't, and it never really came to fruition. You know, they're going to split the profits, but it just kind of fell apart with them both arguing bro Manzier.
So apparently, I think there would have been maybe a little bit of extra dialogue. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. If you look at some of the alternate takes, you see a broken Fusilli Jerry bass, and Jerry picked up and says, "Where's Fusilli Jerry?" So do you think that was improvised, or was that part of the script?
I think that was part of the script, just to let you know what happened.
Okay.
But as we play these interviews and bloopers, there's just so much laughter that I don't think there's any way to make it work. And I think just holding that little bass is enough to convey what happened. I think the first time I watched this episode, I wasn't entirely sure what went down, since everything happens behind the couch.
Or what went in, I should say.
And also the fact, how could he be penetrated by that statue?
1,000,000-to-1 shot, Doc.
Good point.
It was just so absurd that every time we got to that scene, I just went, what are we doing?
He fell over and he made that scream. When the thing went up his head.
To think I almost split the profits on the Manzier with you. Bro. Manzier! Bro! Manzier, you... Ah! Awa! Awa! Whoa, wah, wah! Bro! Manzier! Bro! Manzier, you... Ah! Ooh! Ooh! Ah!
Hey, what happened to Fusilli Jerry?
I wish there was some way to edit the scene with the Dark Knight where the Joker would say, like, I'm going to make this Fusilli disappear.
Also, watching this scene, you know what it got me thinking of is you had this like legendary comedic actor, Jerry Stiller, and with each appearance on Seinfeld, it seems like the writers want to put him in more compromising situations and see how far they can push him, which I feel like is very similar to what the gang at It's Always Sunny does with Danny DeVito.
Oh, yeah. Frank.
Frank, again, he started off very tame, that character in It's Always Sunny, and he has gone from 0 to 60. That guy is off the deep end now. They got him naked coming out of a couch.
Toe knife. Oh, yeah. I botched it. That's a botch job. That's a great comparison, though. I agree. I don't think he ever reaches the depths that Frank Reynolds reaches. But
no, sir.
Next scene, we are at the proctologist's office. In fact, he's got a name, Howard Cooperman. And Jerry, George, and Elaine are in the waiting room, still shocked over Frank's disappearing Fusilli trick. Kramer, however, is occupying his time observing some photos on the wall. One of them is of a boat christened Ass Man.
He's the Ass Man.
Yeah. The Ass Man himself, Howard Cooperman, comes out to talk to George. The procedure won't take long. Frank's going to be fine. And before he heads back in, Kramer checks to see if he recently got the wrong license plate. And in fact, he did. And what a great moment as Kramer says, "So you're the Ass Man." The doctor just winks at him.
1,000,000-to-1 shot, Doc. 1,000,000-to-1.
It's so satisfying, man.
Oh, yeah.
When a Seinfeld episode can end like this, it just, I'm always smiling.
Everything came together.
It's brilliant.
In the end. Lou Coutel plays Dr. Cooperman. He was in Wedding Crashers, Honey, I Shrunk the Kid, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and 2 episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm as Leo Funkhauser.
Oh, I forgot
the father.
That.
Yeah.
Huh. Right on. You know, it's funny, out of all those roles, I remember him best from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I don't think he has a bit of dialogue, but he plays Amazing Larry in the basement scene.
Okay.
where Pee-wee's telling everyone about his stolen bike, and he's like, "Do you have anything to add, Amazing Larry?" And he's got like this weird mohawk.
Nice.
Very bizarre. I'll try to throw a side-by-side up on our social media sites. It's kind of funny to see him now as Dr. Cooperman. But yeah, man, last scene of the episode here, officially, the epilogue. George brings his dad home to Queens. He's taking it real slow, even as Estelle yells at him for not showing up earlier to fix the stove.
He fell on some fusilli.
Fusilli?
You know, the corkscrew pasta. It was a Fusilli Jerry.
And as Estelle hears about Frank's emergency, she starts getting upset, grabbing tissues, and, George yells at her to stop crying your eyes. Oh! Very weird epilogue.
Yeah.
Especially after that killer last scene at the doctor's office. Is Frank back with Estelle now?
I think this may be the moment that brings them back together.
I can't remember if they bring it up in a later episode. Like, yeah, my parents decided to get back together, but if it doesn't get mentioned, this makes sense, right? It was that
tragedy tends to bring the family back.
There you go. But yeah, man, just fantastic episode. Love that ending, and it is great too how Frank is wearing the same outfit when he was penetrated.
Absolutely, yeah. No hole in his shorts or his pants. Jason actually made a joke during the commentary that they must have stitched up his trousers at the hospital.
The second thing they stitched up, yeah. All right, well, Vinny, should we move on to ratings and reviews?
Okay.
So, what do you think?
So, Matt, where are you going to stick this episode?
I'll tell you where I'd like to stick it.
Right, in your top 20.
That's right. How'd you know? Yeah, dude, this is one of the best. I say this every week. I'm like, this is my favorite episode from season 6. This one's in my top 5. Nah, screw it, man. This is one of my absolute favorites from season 6. I'll put this up there with the label maker and the doorman as one of my favorites. It's so damn good. In fact, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'll put it at my number 13, right next to the doorman. So I've got from season 6, label maker at 9, doorman at 12, Fusilli Jerry at 13, which means I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm saying goodbye to the Jimmy. Yeah, looking back at my list, I really should put the Jimmy above the soup and the couch, but
Jimmy's gone.
What about you, though? Are you putting this in your top 20?
I think I am. I'm going to put this a little bit lower. I'm going to put this right after the Jimmy, my number 17 pick.
Okay, cool.
Knocking the race out of there.
Ooh. Yeah. Ouch. Nice. Well,
this episode kind of crept up on me. I'm like, the Fusilli Jerry, there's some good stuff in here. But every scene, I'm chuckling, I'm laughing, I'm having a nice recall from previous episodes. So I had a ball with this episode.
Everyone's firing on all cylinders. The guest stars are great. Great quotes, great props. Not only do we get the Fusilli Jerry, but the Ass Man license plate. We get a little cameo by the bro Manzier.
Yeah.
Get Frank Costanza. Introduction to David Puddy. I mean, there's a lot going on in this episode. And we're getting that great kind of Seinfeld trope of let's talk about something sexual or inappropriate for prime time, but have like coded language for it. In this case, the move, the swirl, the pinch, the knuckle. I mean, there's just so much going on in this episode. It's freaking fantastic.
Yeah, all 4 characters are served very well, I think, equally in this episode. Yeah. So, a lot of fun to be had.
Absolutely, man. I think we're going to keep it a little short this week, unfortunately. But yeah, one of my favorites. I'm glad it cracked our top 20. I don't think it's going to make it to the end of the series, but you never know.
Probably not.
But one of the best from season 6, for sure.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or call us at Coco Bosco.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
We will be discussing the 22nd episode of Season 6, The Diplomats Club.
You ever eaten there before?
Oh yeah, I eat there all the time. You won't believe the rat turds in the kitchen. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
1,000,000 to 1 shot, Doc. 1,000,000 to 1.